grave. She jumped in 6 feet deep. The side chick.
That's who that was?
Yeah.
That's why they beat her up. I was wondering why they beat her up. I thought it was a sad moment, but they was calling all kind of BITC.
She was the side chick. Came in there, jump in the hole.
How about that? How many funerals you been to?
Snatched her out like a pit bull.
How many funerals y'all been to where the other family gets revealed?
I don't know if I've ever seen it at the funeral, but definitely post-mortem, you're like, oh.
Yeah, it happens that week.
Yeah. Funeral week is always wild.
I got 10 sisters.
Funeral week be wild as hell. Be like, who getting this? Who getting that? He told me I could have this. He told me I could have that. Girlfriends popping out the woodworks.
Girl, why they look just like us?
Yeah. Like, who's that sitting over there in the pew over there?
Man, I remember my grandfather's funeral, G. His girlfriend showed up in a cherry red dress. And my mama and my aunties was pissed.
I bet.
But she was like, that was Alan's favorite color. So
y'all don't know him like I do.
Damn.
And that's probably true.
And her name was Ruby. She was fucking them up.
Ruby Red. Ruby Red.
Oh, Alan. Poppy.
Hey, that is mad funny, Joe.
Yeah.
What's going on, good people? Welcome to this episode of Herb and Two alongside the, I don't know.
Yeah, just a nigga that's here.
Questionably raised by his granddad.
Just a nigga that's here.
His name is Tucson One. My name is Herb Howard, man. Appreciate y'all so very much for being here. Thank y'all for choosing to tune into the conversation. If you'd like to be a part of it, feel free to do so. Please leave your comments. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the page, set the alerts so you get reminders every time that we put new content up, and share the video with at least one person. Please make sure y'all do those things. Y'all here anyway, so please hit the thumbs up. That will help us out tremendously. It's intellectual thuggery, man. So don't, we're going to get into some things today, and I don't want y'all to be like, oh, that's low-level conversation for y'all. The intellect will be there, but the thuggery is how we attract some people who need to be spoken to. So welcome. If this is your first time, enjoy the intellectual thuggery. Again, this is Herb and Two. My name is Herb. His name is Two. So when he says wild things, that's Two. Do not say Herb said that, because he did not.
Hey, man, it's provocative. It gets the people going.
Gets the people
going.
I
like to force people to think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I say shit like Juelz Santana says.
You don't need to read.
You don't need to read.
Juelz Santana.
Reading this for idiots.
Rapper of the group Dipset. They came to stardom in the early 2000s. Y'all know who Dipset is. Cam, it's Juelz, it's Jim Jones, it's Freaky Zeke, it's, all them Harlem cats. He was on a podcast recently and he said, kids don't need to know how to read. And in fairness to him, he was saying that they need to know mathematics and they need to be trained in entrepreneurship, which is interesting. Not to know how to read.
Why we got to be fair?
Because if you just say he said kids don't know how to read,
I don't care what else he said after that. It sounded that stupid.
With no context, it's just easy to attack him for it.
Well,
but he said multiple times in his statement or whatever, in his comment, that I'm not saying that, it's cool to be illiterate. I'm not saying they don't, you shouldn't know how to read or nothing. I'm just saying, if Buddy asking me what's more important, math or reading, I'm saying it's reading. I'm saying I need to know entrepreneurship skills by 9th grade. That's what he was saying. But he did, in fact, say out of his mouth several times, kids don't even know how to read. He cited the ability of current apps that will read books to you. You can upload contracts that will read the contracts to you. If you go to a restaurant, you don't need to read the menu. You could just say, what kind of restaurant is this? This is a steakhouse. I'll have a steak. What comes with the steak? I'll have that. What say you to Juelz? Because the internet got on his head about it and was going crazy.
I think Juelz is a fucking idiot. I don't want any fairness for that statement.
Way to not mince words.
Fucking idiot.
I wasn't making fairness about the statement. I was just being fair to the messenger in context.
To the point though, he's getting the world that he's asked for. which is why we have the president we have. Right? Think about this shit. And this was some shit I was thinking about in general. And this not around that, but I guess seemingly it's around that. Like I've been paying attention to a whole lot of shit and like who becomes popular in certain demographics and mediums and all that shit. And I'll be looking at these people and this is kind of trying my best to be without judgment, just paying attention and trying to understand why whatever it is their message is seems to permeate.
Sure.
Right? And when I listen to it, I'll be like, man, this is rudimentary as fuck. Why is this permeating? You know what I mean? Why is it that people are rocking with this? And essentially, that's probably why people are rocking with that, right? Because it's rudimentary. You understand what I'm saying? Like they create TV shows for 4th grade literacy levels. They create prisons for 4th grade literacy levels. Most of the entertainment that we tune into is dumbed down to a point of 4th grade as the standard.
Lockdown, child time, don't take much education to understand that.
Right? But that's been the standard since I've been on the planet. But we're just getting data now that's saying America's slipping into illiteracy. So if it's been based on the 4th grade reading level, what the fuck happens when the rest of America is slipping beyond 4th grade?
No reading level.
Right? And when you think about it, it's happening now because, and be clear, I heard somebody say this. He was a dude who went to jail. He was like, man, I couldn't read, but not in the way that you would assume. And he said, I could read the words.
No comprehension skills.
But no comprehension skills, right? And I thought about that shit because I've had this experience lately in my life, probably not even just lately, over the last 5 years or so, shit, largely with this podcast. When we have these conversations, it's amazing to me how far off comprehension is, right? But also the problems that causes, right? So now I'm responsible for what I say and what your ability to hear is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because whatever you take from it becomes the standard of what it means. And because I don't want to say less than me, but because your comprehension skills are lacking, you can't comprehend at this level. And then you think about it. Emojis, acronyms.
People sending whole messages in emojis.
And WYD.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what most of this shit is, but it has become a goddamn language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And you ask somebody to spell it. Like think about how I used to do graffiti. So we use phonetic spelling all the time just because I thought it was stylish.
Yeah.
Relate that to hip hop. Everybody changed this to this. But now you don't know how to spell the word.
Right.
Can you if you see the word
out.
Right, if you see the word, will you recognize? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, you're right. And on the comprehension side, man, I get so much of this on Twitter with my Bears coverage. And it's like I'll make a tweet about something and then 6,000 fans will come responding on my thing. It's like, how did y'all get that from what I said? Like, how did you get that from what I said? And then you want to attack me, and I got people in my DMs. You bitch ass nigga. When I see you, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. It's not gonna be none of that. But that'd be the response to your point about because you can't comprehend, then it turns into this whole other thing where I'm getting attacked, and then if I respond, then it's a whole situation. So it's just like I had somebody else that's in the media industry covering the Bears took one of my tweets way out of context. Said I was attacking Caleb and I'm pathetic and this and that. I didn't say Caleb's name and it's nowhere in the tweet. I wasn't talking about the boy. Had another person was like, yeah, well, if this is pointed at Caleb, then I disagree. If it's not pointed at Caleb, I'm like, what made you think it was pointed at Caleb? Where's his name in this? You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, oh, well, I completely agree with you then. It's like, but how many people can take something that you didn't say and apply it to what you did say is insane. Comprehension is at an all-time
but that's
low.
what you get, right? You get a gang mentality,
a
follow the crowd mentality, because you don't even invest in reading anymore.
Right.
I'm not gonna read to comprehend. I'm just gonna follow whatever the emotion is. Like Juelz said, I ain't gotta. If I know I'm at the steakhouse, just ask for steak. Well, nigga, it's 500 ways to make a steak.
And it's 500 steaks.
You understand what I'm saying? So just steak is very blanketed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the world we have inherited, right?
Yeah.
So I had a very similar experience with you, as you did. I'm sorry, but just speaking about the mayor's new budget or the proposed budget, right? I didn't pick a side, But everybody that commented on what I had to say commented from the perspective of their side.
Yeah.
Right? And the legitimacy of what I was saying was I can see both sides. You understand that? But comprehension is so fucking rare. So when Juelz says, you know, kids don't know how to read, he's wrong. And I'm not even just talking about from a reading standpoint. We live in this space where we talk about shit like emotional intelligence and all these
When he says they don't need
high
to know how to
level concepts. Nigga, if you're not cognitively aware, none of that works.
read. Right.
Ever. So you can't praise or want or desire on this side without doing the labor on this side.
Right.
Dog, shut the fuck up. I'm with Denmark now, whatever the fuck country it was that said, if your ass get on the microphone, you got to be qualified through something to talk about whatever it is you talk about. So every rap nigga that gets on these podcasts at this point, it's like, man, talk about rap.
Yeah, no, for real.
Straight up. Talk about rap, bro.
Because Jim
And
Jones,
hoes, because that's what y'all know.
Jim Jones got a podcast, and I guess it's gonna always be him, Fab, Dave East, and Mano. And the only thing I know about that show is that at least once an episode, somebody egregiously mispronounces or misuses a word so terribly that they go into a 5-10 minute debate about whether or not this is a word, whether or not it sounds like this, whether or not it means this. And I don't know nothing else about the podcast except that every time y'all fuck something up so crazy. And they take turns going around on who's going to fuck it up. First time it was Fab. I think most recently it might have been like Mano or Dave East. And like, it's just like, wait, what did you just say?
No, that's not the show. I've seen it too. They don't even realize that they fucked the word up. It's becoming part of the show.
Yeah,
right?
because every show they do it.
They don't know words.
It's like, stop trying to sound smart, man. Like, just say the words that you know, like a hat and a cat. Like say the most Dr. Seuss shit you ever heard of. Like, and be cool. It's a problem. It's a problem for sure. I think it was irresponsible for Juelz to speak that way, just because the message that you send the kids. Even if you're trying to make a point about what's more important, math, or what's more important, entrepreneur, like to actually say they don't need to know how to read, bruh, you need to know how to read, G. Like, I know the society is changing and the apps and how we communicate and all that, but you need to know how to read, man. It matters. I was explaining this to Caleb Williams last week at the Bears locker room. I'm like, hey, bro, I need you to do me a favor. He was like, what, you need me to play better earlier in the games? I was like, no, you already know that. For sure that, but no. I said, I need you to stop saying understandment at the podium in your press conferences. He was like, huh?
You say that to him? I fuck with that. I fuck with you saying that to him.
No, listen, he's 24. I want the best for him. Like, people think I don't like him,
I
but
legit
I
fuck
do.
with you saying that to
It's
him.
like, I'm like, I need you to stop saying understandment in your press conferences. He was like, what? I'm like, bro, it's not a word. And I'm like, you went to USC and Oklahoma and like, you smart. I see how you carry yourself at these podiums. You do it very well. But understandment is not a thing. I'm like, just say understanding. He's like, well, I have a better understanding of this and I got a better understanding of that. He was like, you're right. He was like, I do it at least like once every press conference. I'm like, you probably do it every other press conference. But he was like, but bro, you understand what I'm saying. I'm like, I do understand what you're saying, and I do go around preaching to people that communication is the sending and receiving of messages. So if you sent the message and it was properly received and decoded, yes, you have communicated. So it's not a huge issue, but I don't want you on national TV saying understandment all the time, bro. Like,
Was he able to receive that?
Yeah, he received it.
I fuck with that heavy, man. I salute you, and I salute him for even receiving it, man. It's interesting. We was having a quick conversation off camera, man. I spoke at this thing at this church last weekend or whatever, man. And at the end of it, they opened it up for questions. This is a big ass church on the west side.
You been to church?
I missed church. I stayed for what I had to do and I left. Now, at first, I was avoiding the whole conversation.
Right.
Because the people that put it on, you know, they into the church.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's just not my philosophy.
Right.
So I was like, man, you probably don't need me on this panel because the rest of the speakers on this panel was exalting Jesus. I ain't going to do that. Right. And you my man, I don't want to fuck up your event. Right. But he was like, no, man, I really want you to, come. So I came. And at the end, shut up. So at the end, they opened it up.
You my man, I really want you to come, so I came. Okay.
Gay Hall of Fame. Only you would recognize that.
All right.
But anyway, they opened it up for questions, and a dude in the audience asked me.
You should just put that on a T-shirt. You my man, and I really want you to come.
Stay focused on where I'm going, goddammit. So my point is that he asked the question. He's like, man, all that, all that sounds great, but what about these YNs?
Mm-hmm.
They ain't afraid of nothing, right? They ain't scared of jail. They ain't scared of their parents. They ain't, there was all that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
And what I was thinking about is how we as a group try to outsource accountability.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't real to me, right?
Yeah.
The police, the school's responsible for educating your children. The police is responsible for disciplining your children.
Right.
This system is responsible for this.
Right.
All that shit is flawed philosophy to me.
Sure.
And I said that to the brother. I said, one, he was saying that they were courageous, and I was saying they wasn't courageous. They scared, and you scared too. So already I done put him in the position of having to protect himself or defend himself per se, because I said you scared too.
Uh-huh.
And then I go on about what I got to say. Man, the man was so offended he got up and left. Right? And I was like, damn, I did exactly what I didn't want to do. But then I asked afterwards to the other speakers, like, man, was I out of line? Because I didn't feel like my tone was out of line. Right. I didn't feel like the words I had chosen was out of line.
Right.
And again, I was very conscious of this, even going in, because these ain't my people.
Fight or flight. It's the two most natural, human responses to challenge. And if you can't fight, you better be able to run. And that expands across the gamut. It's not just physical confrontation. It's verbal confrontation. It's not even confrontation, just debate, whatever. Can I fight what he's saying? And then if I can't, or I get too frustrated, then I have to take flight.
But even back to comprehension, we ain't fighting. I'm explaining. You asked the question, right? I often get caught up in that shit, and it bothers me every time you come with a fucking answer. Somebody, even in this male-female dialogue, it's always blame instead of understanding. No, there's a difference, brother. And if the question is this, then here's why this exists.
Right.
And if some responsibility of that falls somewhere, that don't mean we fighting.
No.
Right? And but that's cognitive skills.
We're gonna get to that nuance a little bit later in another story. Just the nuance of understanding where accountability may fall in different areas, and it's not gonna always fall where you think it should fall or whatever. I don't know, man. I think that reading clearly will always be important, bro. Even if we talk about, nigga, who taught you octagon? You know what I'm saying? Like the stops, like it'll always be critically important to be able to read, bro. Because if you're telling the kids, y'all need to know how to read. Okay, what if a generation of kids accepts that? And they might be able to survive in their own worlds of cell phones and technology and AI and whatever. But then who gonna write anything?
Who's gonna grow the product that they surviving off of?
Yeah.
The person who wrote the code, wrote the code,
right,
can read.
They can read.
You understand?
Quite well.
Period.
Yeah.
Everything stops right there. Wrote the code.
Yeah.
All of that is written code.
Right.
It's over, brother.
Right. You talk about Juelz talking about you can put the contracts in the apps. Well, who's going to write the code for the apps? And who's going to draw up the contract? If the whole generation
that you have
can't
to
read,
put into it, don't just show up on the phone, my G. It's not magic.
Right.
It's not magic.
Whether you are the talent on the contract
you
side,
at the crib like,
or you acquire
contracts. Voila!
Contract.
Recipes.
Hey, no, it's a very real thing, man. It's not a game, bro. It's not a game. Kids definitely need to be able to read.
That was funny. That was funny.
It was hilarious.
Oh shit.
I was being empathetic to Juelz because I understood he was trying to make a different point. He's not smart enough to make the point without saying something ridiculously ignorant.
I struggle with any nigga that goes to TSA with guns in their luggage. I don't like talking to nobody like that. I don't understand how that mistakes ever happened.
Did Juelz do that?
Yes, that's why he went to jail or some shit. And he tried to run too. I ain't seen an airport in the inner city nowhere in my life, and I've been to a bunch of.
Where you going?
Where you going, bro?
Where you going?
You're caught, dummy. Oh God, couldn't read.
He tried to run. It's crazy.
I can't stand it, bro.
With skinny jeans on at his knees.
It's like 5 of them niggas who just went to TSA
With
and
tails,
said,
right.
here's my gun. I don't understand you niggas, man.
I don't know. We live in this strange
Man,
time.
bless Juelz heart though, man. I'm survived. I'm surprised he's made it this far. You know what I mean? Like that somebody even still wants to talk.
Somebody still interested in talking to Juelz?
I am, right? I get Cam, even Jimmy. I get him. Why does anybody want to? Is it by proximity to Cam and Jimmy?
Yeah, I think Jim Jones brilliantly utilized his feud with Cam to increase his own
Stature.
relevance in pop culture. So I think Jim Jones used that shit brilliantly, right? So they kept going back and forth with him and Cam beef, and now Jim Jones got 2 or 3 podcasts, and he putting out new records, and he talking about I'm better than Nas, and however stupid that is, it lived in news for a time.
This is a different topic, but it's kind of in alignment or in relationship to the Jim Jones Juelz conversation. Last week, Max B came home.
Yes, he did.
And Max B has been gone for what, 13, 16 years, something like that. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah.
Right. But Choke No Joke was on another podcast, and he was like, man, we shouldn't be celebrating Max B coming home for, I think he went to jail for murder or something like that. Pete, where did he go to jail for? I know you know. Whatever it was, Choke No Joke spoke about it like murder. I don't know, right? But he was like, we shouldn't be celebrating, dudes coming home from the penitentiary in the way that we celebrating dudes coming home from the penitentiary. He's like, man, he'd been in front of 85 microphones in one day. Like if you follow his come home day, his come home day was amazing.
Already set up, ready to roll.
Yeah, it was amazing.
French picked him up.
Yeah, he went to
French
like
Montana picked him up.
Jets or a Giants football game, and he was on the telecast.
A whole rollout.
And let's keep it a bean. Max B was that when he went away.
Nah.
Right? So for him to come home, go to a Monday night football game and end up on the broadcast? How you do that, bro?
Really?
I swear to God, it was amazing. And again, this goes way
on the broadcast doing what? I'm curious.
Gee, doing Max B. I was like, how does this happen? Gee, before you went to jail, Jimmy wasn't nobody.
Right.
And you was on Jimmy's label.
But Max B had a relevance in the streets, and culturally speaking, that's where.
So did Bub J. He ain't gonna end up on the Bears telecast. It don't happen like that when you come over the joint. You ain't that, brother.
But if Kanye would have picked him up, it might have been.
No, they didn't want to talk to Kanye. They talked to Max. They didn't talk. It talked to Max, bro. So it was like the whole day was like wow, right? This is very interesting, right? And he's made all the rounds. He's on this and he's on that.
Yeah, I've seen him on a few different podcasts now.
And Choke No Joke said, man, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
And to me, it's the Juelz Santana conversation about kids not knowing how to read. It's the shit we celebrate. Mm-hmm. And this goes way further than Max B. Right? Because he's just the symbol of a concept that we know is real. Like people
Meech
get
just came
celebrated
home was the same thing.
Coming home from the joint for whatever reasons. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reasons. But it is something that we do in our neighborhood. Like, why do we do that? Or should that be a thing that we should stop? 2026, nigga, you come home from the jail, you get in the mix. Go get a job.
I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it because I get the point that you're making, especially on that large scale and what that could, how that could permeate through community. But listen, if you got 20 years for whatever, and you win digit 20 years, and you come home, why can't the people that love you be happy about that? Why can't that be a celebration? Why can't we have a welcome home party?
I didn't say you can't.
I don't think he's saying that. I don't think he said that the problem is to welcome home to your family and stuff like that. Of course you're gonna get that, but I think he's going as far as saying the championing of it, because it turns into like when you come home from jail for so long for a righteous. I mean, you didn't snitch, all of that. You get all of these accolades for that stuff. But at the end of the day, that's something that shouldn't be celebrated. Because why the fuck did you go to jail the first time? Why are we even? You know what I mean? Why are we
Yeah,
even praising that route? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because we always say it's two ways to go. You live this street life. It's two ways to go.
right.
Dead or in jail. But then we praise a nigga that come home from doing 20. You know what I mean? So it's backwards.
It's interesting enough. A couple weeks ago, we had a conversation about a young man talking to Fred Hampton Jr. in front of his daddy's mural on Madison,
Right.
saying the Black Panthers ain't shit, y'all don't do shit, and Fred Hampton Jr. had to put him in line.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you that same shorty would be clapping and cheering for Max B. It's just a very interesting paradigm we live in.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I ain't gonna argue too strong.
And the white
I'm
man
just
is with it
saying.
too, because he let his ass get on ABC, NBC, or whatever BC it was to talk during the football game.
No, they want you to believe the American dream is to go to prison. I was just telling y'all. Let me stop playing about what I was saying before the show. But nah, like they want you to believe that that's aspirational. That's okay. That's a cool path. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Fuck, being out, being free, taking care of your people or whatever. It's cool to go do a dub. No problem. Think about Big Meech and how BMF is praised. Like,
I know little niggas in the neighborhood that think prison is a rites of passage that they admirably want to go through.
no, I know.
I know them.
No, for sure.
Like eager to go to the joint.
Can't wait to get there.
Yeah, I know them.
Or I can come back and tell you. Yeah,
Yep.
just say I've been there.
Get it out the way. Like I done that. Now I can put that under my belt.
And they come back and lie to the next generation of shorties, the younger shorties, like, oh man.
Line that they wasn't taking in the butt.
It was cool, man. We was kicking all the biddies in there, ooh, out the band, ooh.
And then you hear 10 years later, I knocked him out and spit his booty.
Yeah.
Gee, why would you say that out loud like that's something to be proud of? Cuz? When they start talking about that, gee, why does gay activity in jail like get celebrated too? What are we doing,
I blame
fellas?
Felice Johnson for his ass be bugging.
Gee, these mons, that was a thing where they had a run. Like, I knocked him out, spitting his booty.
Oh, they still on that, I believe.
What is wrong with y'all, man?
They bugging, man. They bugging.
Speaking of knockouts,
Speaking of shorty, what?
the Clark Atlanta.
Nah, let's do that later.
Okay.
Speaking of these shorties and the influence on them, man, how they wilding and doing whatever. These team meetups is going on around the city, and I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I don't know much about it, but apparently one of them turned tragic. Is that the right word? Is tragic the right word?
That's the right word. Anytime a kid dies, it's tragic.
Anytime?
Yeah, I don't care what it is. Yummy was tragic. It's still tragic. It's a kid.
Okay.
So for me, when I spoke earlier about the guy that I talked to in the crowd, and I said we got to stop. What I say,
It's a tragic story. I don't know about the incident, but go ahead.
Yeah, we got to stop outsourcing accountability. They are children, brother. So for me, it's tragic. I don't care what it is. If it's a kid, it's tragic.
I think it's a tragic life story for sure. When you talk about, the life story of a Yummy or any of these, any of them. You know what I mean? I think the life story is tragic. But what was the young cat who lived around the corner from me over east that was terrorizing? She was rapping. Then he chased somebody to their crib.
Bloodhound Lil Jeff.
Right, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, right? I think his story is tragic. His life story and what his life amounted to and came out to be and how it ended. I think that's a tragic story. But I don't know that I view the elimination of somebody who
is living the way he's
proudly
living.
heralded the fact I got 17 bodies or I didn't kill 14 people and then somebody killed. I don't know that that's tragic. The story itself is tragic because the community, the parents obviously failed him along this path. But the incident itself, is it tragic that he chased somebody in the house trying to kill him and they shot him back? I don't know if that's tragic to me.
I think I don't want you all to get too far off the teen takeover story. Following the incident that happened where the kids jumped the mother and the little boy, right after that, I think this particular teen takeover, because it happened downtown in front of the Chicago Theater. Right,
and there's video footage.
Yeah, there's video footage, and it's right after the tree lighting ceremony that happened.
She's still like, no.
That was taking place? Oh, I'm still not doing it right. Okay. That was right after the tree lighting ceremony in the center of, the loop. I think that kind of affected the city as a whole because it wasn't just like
keep that
black
shit
people.
Keep that shit in the hood.
Yeah, I think it's like everybody.
This is
You know what I'm
one of
saying?
our most iconic symbols in the city. Don't do that in front of that sign.
Because I don't know that as far as what I'm seeing across social media, in different states, like across the country,
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen that in regards to the teen takeovers that have happened at 31st Street Beach or, South Shore Beach or wherever the case has been. But now because it was in the center of the loop, but also because there was video footage, there were old people running, ducking,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like not being able to protect themselves and things like that. So it was like really, really different.
Yeah, and it's right in front of the ABC 7 news station. Like all that's right there. ESPN is right there. I mean, it's fucking State and Lake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that. I don't know. What do you think about what happened and the tragic loss of life?
I think it's all tragic. I think it's tragic for the shot, the slain. I think it's tragic for the shooter too, because they're gonna go to jail. It's all on camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we got a multitude of lives affected in a split second. Right? The thing Wallow says, and I know Wallow gets credit for he didn't create it, but imagine a 6-second incident dictating the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life. You know what I mean? But I've been just nutting over this thought in my head, man, recently because of the response to the little kids that beat up the lady with sickle cell, right? When you look at that video, I think the age ranges is like
not cerebral palsy,
13 to like 6. I thought it was cerebral palsy at first. It was close, but like 13. That some of them kids look 6, 7. You know what I mean? And the response, the public response, a lot of the public response, because it went both ways. But a lot of the public response was like, man, I hope their asses get locked up. They need to be locked up and throw away the key. They get da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Then you look at the mothers, and I don't know the mothers. I have no reference point of the mothers. I'm not calling the mothers in the question. But when you see their social media handles, which also came out on memes, and it was like,
I twerk for cash.
Little one with the fat cat. You know what I mean? It just was that type of shit. And the point I'm saying is that they ain't come up out of no vacuum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a lineage of behavior. And I'm not even putting it on them, because one of the things I want us to be very clear about, Lil Juan with the fat cat and Cynthia the lawyer chick don't think no different. Right? Sure. Lil Mook Mook on the block and Jamal at the lawyer's office, he don't. The mindset is no fucking different. The access and availability is different. But the mindset to what's valuable is not fucking different. It's not different. The dude that lives on 43rd and King and the dude that lives on 63rd and King, the only difference is access and opportunity. The mindset is not different. We have to grow our mindset, which is why we have the mindset of our children right now. It's kind of like fend for yourself. That's a concept in our community. It's why you could beat this lady up in the midday at on a resident street,
and nobody
sees it.
Right.
Miss me. It's 50% unemployment in Chicago for black people.
Y'all
Somebody at the crib.
Y'all at home.
Somebody at the crib, G. Miss me. But you'll let it happen because you don't see us as collective. The mama in the house don't see that daughter as part of her collective. It impedes on my whatever this Friday night is. The same with the father who abandons the whole shit and impedes on whatever my comfort level is. So we like to quantify or generalize certain class levels of having these behavior sets. Bullshit. This is everybody's behavior set.
Across the spectrum.
It's across the spectrum. It just shows up differently. And when you say throw away the key, that's even further proof to me that it's the exact same mindset.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. I mean, you talk about aspiring to have the same things, and you going about it this way, and they going about it that way, and one is more easily digestible or accepted, and the other one is not. But
yeah, Father Teen Takeover, I'd be amazed if they don't come up out of a very similar circumstance.
Oh yeah, there's no way you couldn't be.
You know what? I got kids. E got kids. P got kids too. All of our children have been in spaces where they wanted to go to these teen takeovers. Right? Now my son, he's different. Right? He's going to find his way to things, but he's going to lie to me.
Right.
And I'll find out later that he did these things.
Right.
But I was always pushing against it. Not because I don't want him to have fun, not because I'm even scared of our children, because I'm not.
Yeah.
But I don't trust that you know how to maneuver in a situation if it goes bad.
Right.
So I don't want you there because just of my own fatherly fear.
Right.
I don't want you there. Bella Just came home, was like, Dad, I think I want to go to the tree light. No, not you, baby. Right? So if we think about it in perspective, what kids are making it down there? Because I had another call with D, and he was like, man, he just hit me talking about, can he go to? I was like, boy, you crazy. I.e., so in my network, this is obviously a conversation that's happening between parent and child. And the parents I know is like, and then they didn't even like to be like, no, because of this. It's just, it's a fear there because of what the behaviors are outside of a household.
No, it's legit. And I would like to believe that, y'all's children, even if they're at a certain point, would be like, yeah, this ain't, you know what I mean? And I say that because I came up out of a household with structure and love and discipline, but I was in
But we still did dumb shit.
I was in the streets. I was in hood clubs at 15, 16 years old. I'm in Vons. I'm in Little Mississippi. We fighting every night.
But imagine,
I'm with 40 niggas.
Imagine if the world gave up on you. You ain't nobody gave up on your little dumb ass though.
Nah.
Right? You go to Whitney Young. Nah. That's proof positive they ain't nobody gave up.
That's the point I'm making.
So even
these was just my fucking choices.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to say at 13 I hadn't touched a few pistols.
Yeah, that's
you understand what I'm saying? I'd be allowed to say that. But God willing, I didn't get caught by the police. Right. God willing, I didn't pull it on somebody. God willing, I didn't hit nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
All those things are God willings. But I also think back now at the age I am, and I say, man, how much of that was grace or love or energy from the other people in my lives?
No, for sure, man.
Because there was people right next to us who didn't come from grace or love or energy, and it seemed like they always found their way to some bullshit.
I've made a lot of penitentiary decisions. Like, took a lot of penitentiary risk in my life. And I look back on it now and it's fucking stupid. Because literally, at least 3 of them right off the top of my head would have me just coming home right now at 40 for shit I did when I was 20. So it's just, that's why I try to offer grace and understanding. But even to the parental side of it, had I gotten what I deserved for any of that shit, it wouldn't have been my mama's fault. You know what I mean?
Not to get religious or nothing like that or try to take it spiritually, but I honestly believe those instances, we made it through those instances because of our grandparents' prayers and our mother and father's prayers. So this generation don't have a praying grandparents because their grandmama's still at the 50, their grandmama's still at 606.
Well, that's what I mean by saying we can't outsource our responsibilities. Like, even if it's not the prayers, it's the energy of, right? There's a commitment from a group, right? When on the block I grew up on, I legitimately grew up on the block. Not even the block, the neighborhood. It was I'd be hard pressed to say it's not 90% of the houses in that neighborhood that don't know me personally. You know what I mean? If something bad happens, they know where I live. They know somebody's phone number. They might know another family member, right? I could eat in these houses. That's a group. It's communal, right? I'm covered and covered it. I was talking to Bull's grandmama one day, and she was like, I used to be so mad because I see you crossing 95th with a big wheel. How old are you with a big wheel crossing 95th?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So my point in saying all that is that all these people was looking out even when the failure of my parent, which is minimal, but when the failure of my parent was not there.
Yeah, no, that counts. And even going back to a point you made earlier about the aspirations to be locked up. I don't have no aspiration to be locked up. So even while I was making these decisions, I was doing everything I can to minimize my risk of being locked up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, 12 niggas deep in a box Chevy banging with rims and all that with a trunk full or car full or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm trying to chill with this. You know what I mean? But, still, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to figure out root and cause and all. I mean, at the end of the day, we can get back to white supremacy. We understand that part of it. But where's our responsibility to not be complicit as parents, as neighbors, as community members? To just not fall victim to what we know the script is. They ain't running no new plays. They've been running the same play forever. So,
but we don't have comprehension skills, so we don't know the play anymore.
They don't even know how to read.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets circular.
Moving on, man. There was a video that came out. Awful video. Young woman, student at Clark, Atlanta University. She was attacked by a young man who goes to Morehouse University. She put out a video on social media and she said that she was on a bus, on a shuttle bus, going from campus to the crib or whatever. And she said that the dude was on the bus with his girlfriend. In her video, she said that the couple were making out on the bus. And that bothered her for whatever reason. So I moved my seat away from them. And she said when they got up to leave, he stepped on my foot. And so I said, excuse me, you not gonna say sorry? And I don't know, he said whatever he said. Then she gets off the bus and the girlfriend of the guy then tells her, do you got a problem? And she like, well, yeah, he stepped on my foot. He didn't say sorry. He just stood on me like whatever. And then she said the girlfriend went all into this whole thing, like, why you in my face? Your breath stink, yada, yada, yada. And then the girlfriend told her boyfriend, like, go ahead and handle that. He proceeds to handle it as he thought he should. He chokes this young lady, puts her in a rear choke, strangling her out. Fortunately, there were some other brothers on the street, broke it up, separated them, like, nah, you can't do that. But he's choking her for quite some time, and he's like, I should do it to you. I should kill you, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I do it to you? Don't mess with me or mine. I'll kill you about this. Who off the bam? And he going on and on and on about this, that, and the third. Finally, the brothers, were able to free her from his chokehold. And, you hear his girlfriend like, no, she the one started this. And I just think it's a ridiculous situation. Ridiculous situation. One, he's 1,000% wrong. 1,000% wrong. You choking this woman out on the street for what? You threatening to kill her out on the street for what? She's not a threat to you, right? You're not talking about some lady that's wielding some knife or some gun at you or going crazy. She's not out here beating your girlfriend into the ground, stomping her out. To this point, it's just been some words. As a man, you should not be talking about initiating the physicality in this thing. You should be like, lady, go on about your business. Babe, we this way. What do you mean none of the men did anything?
So my issue is
they broke it up.
Well, they broke it up eventually.
They should have beat him up.
They should have broke it up a long time ago. I feel like it went on for quite some time before anyone broke it up. And then I won't say that a lot of the comments from men, I won't say that have been, in defense of the guy. Some, but those are like some fools. So I won't even say that the response has been pretty much everybody is upset. But he's facing charges now. So now he's gonna be losing his
right. You enrolled at Morehouse, and now you're not.
Now you're not. Now you're facing what I think up to 20 years in prison because it's like 2 charges filed against him. One for like a terrorist attack or something, and another for I think it's aggravated assault, not attempted murder. But they're saying had she like passed out, it would have been attempted murder. So it's just like more and more, hate amongst each other basically.
Nah, it's completely ridiculous.
Or craziness. He's a little off.
Yeah, he was.
Clearly.
But, and I'm saying but on purpose. And I'm not vouching for the act at all, right? But I hate the way we had these conversations. I swear to fucking God I do. Right? Huh? I'm about to. And it's going to piss you off. But, right? And I saw the video, but I'm not as in tune as y'all are. Right? I kind of watched it quickly so I could have something to say about it as we got on air. One, you said the guys didn't do that in your first statement. Herb said, well, they broke it up. You was like, well, they ain't break it up fast enough. Be clear. Any act of insanity, you have to gauge how to engage it. And we live in a world where everybody got a fucking gun, everybody moves differently, everybody's crazy. So you have to assess the situation, what I think I can do, and be honest, what I'm willing to do.
And what's happening here.
Yeah,
you could think it's a domestic thing, and I'm on record plenty of times saying me breaking up domestics is probably a thing of the past that I'm not interested in no more, because I think, it's just me, if I'm in the grocery store and I look over and your boyfriend is beating the fuck out of you in the middle of the grocery store, this isn't the first time. And I say that to say, I'm gonna come over there and engage in this shit. Now I'm gonna have this altercation with him which could go any kind of way. And that's gonna get up and go right back home with him. You know what I mean? So I got a partner, rest in peace to Lil Ron, who intervened in a domestic at the White Castle that's over there on 59th or 69th. And Buddy pulled out a gun, shot him dead, right in the drive-through of the White Castle. Like, so it's a dangerous situation. You have to assess it first. Assess what's going on first. Then once they probably realize, wait, that's not his girl. His girl's standing here wilding like, choke her, babe, she shouldn't have walked.
So that's what I mean. I want to get into the totality of how we talk about these things, right? The girl gets into the other girl's face, and then when she decides, she sicks the boy on the girl like a trained pit bull.
Right.
She is as egregious as he is.
Culpable, yeah.
You know what I mean? And her name don't get mentioned. Is she gonna lose her fucking scholarship? Is she gonna lose her funding? Like, those are real conversations.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not validating homies. He out here.
Yeah, he's 1,000% wrong.
You know what I'm saying? He's wrong as shit. But everybody in the mix is wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, again, I don't know the comments. I for sure didn't look at that shit. And I ain't interested. I don't give a fuck about the comment section. But we just talked about the teen takeover. We talking about fucking 7th, 6th, 5th graders beating up 33-year-old women with children. Like, the rationale of these people is different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And again, I hate that we act like this shit is happening in the vacuum. These are our failures. These are our elders' failures. These are their elders' failures. But if we keep outsourcing accountability, we see what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
It ain't getting any better. It was 7-year-olds stumping that lady out, 6-year-olds stumping that lady out.
Yeah.
Right? I couldn't fathom a 6-year-old raising their fucking hand to me in no capacity.
Right.
What does accountability look like in these instances?
It looks like putting belt to ass. It looks like being mentors. It looks like showing up in our goddamn communities. It looks like not going to protest the goddamn school, but still keeping the school accountable. You understand? Like, we have to be the parents. We have to be the leaders. We have to stop telling motherfuckers it's okay not to read because we don't read. We have to stop letting the motherfucking computer teach our children how to communicate. We have to stop going in our homes, closing our fucking doors, and acting like we're fucking roommates and not a fucking family. Those are all things that happen in 99% of the houses I've been in. So miss the fuck out of me when you say this ain't my kid. Nigga, you don't know your kid. And they don't know you. And you live right next door.
I think all that's true. I think also at its simplest form, accountability could start at like, let's stop these blame conversations. Let's understand that we are all complicit in one way or another in these fucking outcomes. Like,
yeah. And back to the white supremacy thing. Y'all see this shit on Twitter this week where they had the part of the app announce where actual IP is coming from? Y'all see that shit?
Nah.
It lasted all of 2 hours and they took that shit down.
They like, hell no.
Right? One, Homeland Security for the United States of America is from Tel Aviv, Israel.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck does Homeland Security come from another fucking country?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That speaks volumes,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're tweeting from Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But also all them little sites with the black men don't do this, the black women don't do this. These is all white folks. A multitude of it. Keep the shit confused. I keep telling everybody, media is the fourth arm of government, and they dictate thought and behavior. And these conversations we keep having, you even the comments, and I'm not putting it on you. It's a thing. We don't know what this shit is. AI getting more aggressive every fucking day. I don't know what's AI and what ain't. Right?
Yeah, no,
We seen the little kid feeding the alligators some candy. I was looking at that shit like, this nigga just got alligators some candy. If I don't see another 16 of them videos to say, oh, that wasn't no real shit.
Yeah.
Who knows what's real or what's not?
Yeah.
Right? But we keep having these divisive ass conversations. And again, like I said, Twitter did this shit for 1 hour. I was like, oh no, get that shit up out of here. Right? We don't know where these conversations coming from. We don't know who's sparking them,
You're gonna start
who's encouraging them.
Because they understood very soon you're gonna start to see that came from 1600 Pennsylvania. Hold on.
Nigga, Homeland Security coming from Tel Aviv, Israel is as much as dangerous as 1600.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's my point is we're responding to social media like it's real. Like these are our lives. And be clear, after a while, they are our lives because we mimic the fucking behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We don't create them, but we mimic them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then back to my point about your kid being raised in the next room with the fucking door closed. They tap the fuck into this. This is their truth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here, you might have a fighting fucking chance because you went outside twice in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But the motherfucker who's living in that room like this is reality. I don't care what you say. This is reality. Yeah. Right? And they get to 16 and they choke the girl out for stepping on their fucking shoe. Or they get to 6 and they stump the 33-year-old out because this, I don't give a fuck.
And it don't matter if you the, ill-raised, disregarded 6-year-old or you are the college-educated 21, 22-year-old, the behavior set is the same.
It's a retardation based in this shit though.
And how we engage each other is the same because I'd be remiss if I didn't say I do think that while the young woman was clearly the victim of this assault, I don't absolve her of any responsibility at all in this conversation. Just because listening to her story about how this came to be was all suspect to me. You sounded pissed off as soon as you saw them kissing on the bus. What the fuck that got to do with you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What does that have to do with you? So I got up and I moved away from them. Okay, you moved away from them and then he got up and stepped on your foot? Like, and then the other girl tell you get out her face and your breath stink? You so close in her face that she can smell your breath? Like, all of these things like go together. What happens after that? Completely egregious, no excuse for it. Fuck buddy, he should get whatever they're gonna give him.
And it might be another case.
Just like you said, the girlfriend has responsibility in this. You in a foreign town by yourself on the bus going home. Everything you encounter should be about de-escalation.
Address, right.
This should be about de-escalation for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So unless you're gonna run up on him and beat his ass about stepping on your foot, once you said, hey, you stepped on my foot and he didn't say shit, what you about to do then? You go up in that girl face and talk crazy shit. You don't know her. She's batshit crazy. She not gonna fight you. She gonna tell him who's batshit crazy, kill her. And he starts to choke you out to do so. And if not for other brothers on the street, he probably would have choked you out at least until you passed out. Like, the mindset of this shit, it's like, I have women in my life that I love and care about. I'm gonna tell E every single time, you by yourself, this nigga and her, this lady and her nigga is, do not go become the initiator in that shit. Like, eat that one. Take that one home with you. Whatever. We can figure it out later, but like, you still by yourself, you still running up on a man because he stepped on your shoe and he was too fucking ignorant to say I'm sorry. That should give you a red flag about who this nigga is in the first place. Go home, sweetie. Go home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to victim blame or none of that. I want people to be responsible for their own safety and well-being. And I get you might have been upset or whatever. No. I've had to know when to stand down. I'm a fucking man. I've had to know when to stand down. This is not safe for me, or if I'm with my lady, this is not safe. I've had a nigga try to holler at my lady, and I'm like, and then she like, no, I'm with him. Fuck him. Hey, be cool, fam. We this way, right? And nigga, put some bass in your voice when you talk to all kind of goofy ass shit. But also recognize that you with 30 niggas and I'm only with my lady. This isn't gonna go well. I can't even protect her in that situation. We out. You right. I'm a hoe ass nigga. I'm a bitch. All that shit. As I'm walking out so I can go the fuck home.
Yeah, man. You know, I've often said it's no semblance of sanity to fully assimilate into an insane society, right? But all these remnants and all these behaviors are like I said, it's, to me at least, it's the response of us outsourcing accountability, right? And I don't care what angle, what vantage point you look at it from, it's that, right? The system will fix this. The school will educate our children. The computer or the iPad will raise my toddler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
take that.
Take that. We can't live like that. We can't rely on that. You know what I mean? We can't. The motherfuckers, we was laughing and joking about Pepsi and Coke. The motherfuckers who worked there were like, man, I'd never
The
drink
CEOs.
this shit. Right, I'll never drink this shit. If you know anything about the digital space, most motherfuckers who make these products don't use them.
No.
Right? Because they have effect on and it affects your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go to the CEO of Pepsi House, you won't find a single can of Pepsi. Right. I'm not drinking that. My kids not drinking that.
Steve Jobs, all of the founding fathers of Apple was like, man, I don't let my kids fuck with this shit. Right? Yeah. I don't let my kids fuck with this shit. Because it creates a false sense of reality. Right now, today, black boys between the ages of 18 and 28 is the fastest growing group of suicide victims.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to think about that. I sent you these. We had this conversation a long time ago about the not getting no pussy, the 18 to 28. They ain't getting no pussy no more. There's a reason why they ain't getting no pussy. And it's back to us mimicking these behaviors. They ain't getting no pussy because the girls 18 to 25 is looking for older guys, not specifically older guys, but guys that can pay their way. Because that's their value set now. Yeah. So the boys growing up in that same age range can't attract girls because you ain't even supposed to have no fucking money.
Now I feel inferior for
not having some shit
I'm not even supposed to have.
Because I ain't supposed to have. I feel like I'm less than. Yeah. I'm not accepted into this world. I don't fit in here. And they offing themselves. Like, these are real data numbers.
No, these are facts.
You know what I mean?
It's been in my family directly.
And all of the responses, like, again, I can go down the line of just this week of the behaviors in Chicago, and every time we as a collective have spoken about it, whatever it was the incident, whether it be the downtown takeover or the school beat up, or we can keep, it's somebody else's responsibility to fix. It's our responsibility to fix. Because don't nobody else give a fuck. Everybody else in that system makes money off our failure. Everybody else.
My little cousin was cyberbullied into his suicide. Cyberbullied. You don't know these people.
Sounds crazy.
You don't have to log into this computer. But even when it happened, the first thing I felt was immense guilt. Because why didn't I do enough for you to know that this shit don't fucking matter? Why didn't I love you enough for you to know how loved you are in real life, and fuck these people? You know what I'm saying? Like, and to your point about closed doors and we ain't all in the house together, how are you in the house? How are you in the house with all the family committing suicide? How did you get death pills delivered to my grandma's house?
Man, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's
for
a
sure
difference.
And I just my immediate feeling was immense guilt, not anger per se, not this, that, just guilt that I failed him. I could talk about we failed him, whatever, but I know I failed him. I'm your big cousin. I should have you more self-secure and self-loved and, like, you know what I mean? Like, just fucked up.
I also think too that's part of how the dynamic works, right?
Yeah.
We harness the blame of all things as personal.
Right?
But it's the failure of this relationship, the failure of whatever the relationship was with my nephew. Yeah. It's a system fighting against a system. We have to form a system.
Yeah.
Right? So there is personal accountability, but for the group.
Yeah.
Which in turn creates a system and a structure. Right? I could want to save every little black child in the city of Chicago. I'm going to fail. And I mean fail every hour. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could have their attention for as long as they with me, but the minute they're out of a system and back into a different system, they respond differently. Right? Back to me saying the entirety of my neighborhood coveted me. The entirety. Right? Now, I grew up in a neighborhood. Now, all this shit is not, none of this is really happenstance, right? We live in more transient neighborhoods now, right? But all this shit feeds off the next thing, right? My uncles, my aunts, my fathers, they grew up in the same neighborhood I grew up in. So we got generations of motherfuckers that know generations. My grandparents was legitimately the first house on that block. So there's generation and generation and generations. So they don't just know me, they're entrenched into my family unit. right? And it goes back to the quote, right? Rules without relationships build rebellion, but familiarity builds help. It builds guidance. It's familiarity. I know. Eve's point, break up the fight. Well, if you know Toussaint, it's much easier to break up a fight.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, that's two. So what the fuck is you doing?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But random Ronnie who just moved in apartment 1B,
I don't know him.
he might be a gunslinger.
He might be wild as hell. He might be off his rocker.
Yeah.
I remember coming down Stony one night. I was going up on Stony, going headed back to the crib. And I'm from 71st. I'm on 91st Street on Stony. And I see one of our clucks standing on the corner on 91st Street. And I know she doesn't belong there. I'm like, how the fuck did you get all the way down here? So I pull over and I call her name out. And I'm like, yo, what you doing? And she like, oh, what the fuck she said. I'm like, get your ass in the car, man. Get in the car, right? And she smells awful and looks awful and all that. I wouldn't necessarily want her in my car, but it's also like 2-something in the morning. Get your ass in the fucking car so I can take your ass back to 79th Street where I know you fucking belong. Thank you. Can you give me I'm not giving you shit because your ass already out here bugging.
I'm giving you a ride.
But I'm going to take you back to where you belong because cluck or not, you've been a cluck my whole life. I have value for you. I do have value for you. I do care about your relative safety. Now, you live outside and you do whatever, so relative is safety. But I do care about your relative safety. And I know you are outside. You are out of bounds right now. Let's get your ass back in bounds, G.
You know, we talk about the Neely Fuller quote all the time, right? Until you fully understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything you think you understand will only confuse you. I get a lot of pushback on talking about the white supremacist impact on a lot of our fucking behaviors, right? And it's dawning on me, even to the Juelz statement about not being able to read or not desiring to read or America falling into illiteracy, or me with my own little study of these rudimentary commentators who are getting fame and not speaking the high level concepts at all, right? And it's just dawning on me like, man, if you can't identify a problem,
you definitely can't fix it.
You can't fix it. And oftentimes what I recognize is that our identifiers to most problems that we think we have are wrong. So instead of saying, hey, this system in all of its ways is creating behavior sets that I'm actually endorsing in my house by my behaviors, when we see the behaviors, we say, hey, system, fix them. You're never going to get the answer you're looking for. And that's just in one capacity, right? Hey,
the cause and cure is you.
Hey, therapist, my relationship ain't working. Fix it. But I'm aligning with all these ideas and thought processes. It ain't going to make a relationship work.
Right.
That system don't feed that behavior.
You can't get that outcome from this behavior.
Right? It don't work. And if we start to learn shit, feminism, the concept, and I know it's almost, you say something wrong, you the devil, right?
It's okay, we finna wrap up.
But the concept was to get women into the workforce to have another taxable demographic. This is all proven shit. Right? And we need a new taxable demographic, so we have to make a concept that power is representative in your ability to earn. Not listening to your husband. Structured. Right? Paternity. Marriage. Think about this shit, y'all. Pre-marriage, how do you figure out paternity?
That's my wife. That got to be my baby.
That's the only way to figure out paternity. Ain't no fucking paternity test. Ain't no paternity test, right? But before, when the Indians said, we don't own the land own us, what do it matter what paternity mean? I ain't trying to, nobody inherits this.
Right. And they all one of us.
It's all of ours. All these children in this community, they're all of ours.
They all our kids.
They're all our kids. Because even the concept of women purity ain't a thing. Because guess what? It don't fucking matter.
It's all our box.
It's all ours.
Let me stop.
No, I'm dead ass though.
I get it.
I'm dead ass
though. That
though.
was too far, but I get it.
Right? But when you pull back the layers, these are all the concepts. And every time that we get to the definition of shit that we anchor our identities in, it can be pulled back to economics. And if you pull the shit back to economics and power, that is a Western world white concept.
Lowest common denominator.
So you might not be in the crib in the mirrors like I want to be white. But when you be like, I want to be rich.
And
you said I want to be white.
And I will shun my community and my family.
You didn't got to say that part. That's just part of the design.
Yeah, but I'm saying people make that as a conscious decision, though.
As a black man, you then got to make it as a conscious decision because 98% of the wealth is in their hands. And in order to get it, you have to access it from where it's at. And the minute you get to where it's at, you got to acquiesce to the behavior sets that allow you in the room. All the shit is the same. It's a circular conversation, bro. But we, again, because we Juelz Santana ass niggas and don't want to have comprehension skills. It's the truth. So whenever you having this conversation, it's circular in the motherfucker because you can't get past the doorstopper that says, my mind only goes to this level.
My mind's telling me no.
Right? And the same system that educates you is the same system that benefits.
But my wallet.
Right? So you keep doing the same shit and getting worse and worse results.
My wallet is telling me yes.
So I'm just tired of the circle.
Tired of it too, brother. Tired of it too. Definitely not tired of y'all. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to tune in. I hope y'all are not tired of the conversation. Please, while you're here, like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the page and share it with at least one person. Be back with another episode of Herb and Two very, 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 very soon. Shout out to P.I. for doing the hard work behind the camera. Shout out to Momager for just being E4, man. She's just E4. Shout out to her. For Two, I'm Herb. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.